This is Jonathan Harmon with J. Harmon Home Team, Keller Williams, sitting here with Ivan Fleming. And he is, from what I understand, this is actually the first time we've met, but Brett, my team member, said that you're just a generally cool guy, is what he said.
Right.
So he said, you just need to know this guy.
Well, he's a good guy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you're a retired physical therapist, and now you're focusing on music, singer-songwriter?
Yeah, I worked for Life Care Centers for the last 7 years, and actually broke my foot, and I thought, well, it's time to get out of this business. So I started pursuing music full time, and I've been fortunate and blessed beyond measures to be able to do what I do. Continue getting doors open for me all the time. So, and I've got a lot of great friends who continue to push me to do what I do. So I love that.
What kind of music do you write? And
I do. I write my own stuff. I've got several CDs that I have all my original stuff on, and I also do covers. When you play in different places, people always ask and request, so you
sure.
have to do them.
And Miss Jenny's watching, by the way.
Hey, Jenny.
Like, I mean, when you cover, do you classic rock? Do you do
whatever they want?
Whatever you want.
I have
whatever
sang,
they want.
I have sang Prince. I've sang anywhere from Willie Nelson to Prince. I'll just put that wide genre out there.
That's pretty wide.
It is. It's pretty wide.
What's your favorite?
George Strait, country music.
Yeah.
Gospel music. Those are my loves. Southern gospel music. You can't beat that. As a matter of fact, like we were just talking, I'm going on a Southern Gospel cruise in January. So
tell me more about that. So how did that come about? What are you doing?
It's through Carnival Cruise Lines. There's a group that does this every year, and they have heard my music back in Southwest Virginia and down in the North Carolinas. So what we did was reach out to them, or actually they reached out to us, and we went ahead and just signed on with them, and looking forward to it. It's from January the 28th through February the 3rd. And it's on my webpage, my Facebook page. You see it on there. And we'll also tag the link on it. It's called Southern Gospel Cruise, and it's through Carnival. We're going down there in Mexico for a while.
Yeah. So it's just a cruise full of Southern Gospel music.
It is.
And
Musicians, preachers, and you have the Word of God out there, and it's truly nice. I'm blessed to be able to do it, that's for sure.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. You ought to come on.
I may do that. That's a perfect time to get on a cruise, man.
It is. You get on the winter blues here.
Yeah, no kidding. So when you write, do you focus more on the country stuff, or do you write some Southern gospel tunes?
I've done both, but I just get an idea, and usually it's about life.
Yeah.
Some of it.
Which good country is, right? It's the best storytelling.
It is storytelling. But just everyday experiences that I walk through life with, and I see something, I hear something, I see somebody's situation, you just pick up on it and you go with it. And I've got a bunch of co-writers that I've written with. Dan Mitchell, who's written with several Alabama hits, some of the best country music you'll ever hear in the 80s. He was part of it. He's also produced some of my songs. Buddy Hyatt is another great guy, an instrumentalist who it's phenomenal in the music industry right now. And my band, we just got talking about last night. We're doing some more shows back in Virginia coming up this month, and we're excited about that. And we just got an idea, so we're working on it right now. Bouncing off. I'll have it written by this afternoon.
Nice. So Ivan Fleming and Renegade, is that? Do you have a band Facebook page, or?
I don't. We have. Well, I do. I should say. It's just www.ivanguitarfleming.com. That's the Facebook. That's the website. You go to. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And all the guys are on there. With band musicians, they come and go sometimes.
Yeah.
But these guys have stuck with me for a long, long time. One of the guys I graduated high school with.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's right there with me now. And it's come full circle. He lives here locally now. I got him a job, and he's doing real great. Love the guy.
So you're from Virginia. And so you guys moved here back in '97, you said. And when did you bring your guy from Virginia back?
This year.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Yeah, about 6 months ago, actually. He's been playing music all of our lives too. And he moved up to Maine. He's a nurse, actually, and he works at Stones River, Murfreesboro. So he lives here in Smyrna. Got a great family, and we go out and play. And this Saturday we'll be in Murfreesboro. He'll be with me.
And where do you play in Murfreesboro?
Hanks.
At Hanks.
I guess he calls it a honky tonk. It's like a small Tootsie's.
Yeah.
But it's right there. It's where the old possum used to be.
Yeah.
Great place. He's good people. That guy is, him and his wife both, Ken. And you know, you need to go visit and eat their barbecue tacos. That's the best.
Yeah. All right. Barbecue tacos at Hank's, huh? Very good. What time do you guys go on Saturday?
8:30.
Okay.
8:30 Saturday. We play till 11:30. I know it's a little late. It's late for me, so I imagine it's late for a lot of people, especially anybody that's my age or older.
Right. Yeah. And all right, so Brett knows you, I guess, maybe through his dad, through the Lions Club.
Yes, a wonderful organization that I was proud to be president of for the last year. I just gave it up in June. Now I'm a past president.
Right.
Gladly hand over the gavel.
Gavel.
Yeah. When I say gavel, the gavel to Mr. Ed Garner, which is Brett's dad.
Right.
Who is my hero.
Yeah, he's a good
Garner
dude.
is one of the best, finest guys in this country I've ever met. And not to get too emotional, but it does bring up some emotions for me when I talk about Ed, because he's a father figure. You know, he's a hero of mine. And you don't know it a lot of times, but I try to tell you quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's a great man.
He is.
And his wife, Judy, they're just great people.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to have them in my life.
I don't know how Judy did it with all those boys.
I don't know. I prayed for her a lot.
She probably needs it. Yeah, for sure. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, you know, Brett and I graduated high school together, and I didn't know most of the older brothers because Brett's so much younger than them. But I've gotten to know Barry a little bit since Brett's joined my team. He's down in Peachtree City, Georgia. And he'll actually be doing this with me next week. So
Really? That's awesome.
we're all going to be in Austin and for a Keller Williams event, and so Barry's going to sit down with me and Brett, and who knows what's going to come out of that? Who knows? It should be entertaining anyway.
He might even come back and constitute some of the things I said about his dad. He might just rebel.
We just don't know, do we?
Not with the Garners.
That's awesome. And so you've lived in Smyrna now a little over 20 years.
21 years. Very
21
proud
years.
to be a Smyrna Sock team.
Yeah, love it. So, what when you moved from Virginia to here, what was the attraction for you? Why here?
Well, Nashville, music, and that's what brought me here. Luckily, I was a musician with a career, with a job, with a degree, and I was
You weren't just waiting tables.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
That's right. Not that there's anything. Or at Carpe Cafe.
Right.
Cafe.
Yeah.
But listen, I came here with the pursuit of music. In 1998, I hooked up with a guy named Doug Johnson, who was with Giant Records. And he and I started working on a developmental deal for an artist. And he gave me an opportunity. And I got out there working hard, and of course the label failed. And that's the same label that Clay Walker was on.
Okay.
And so we had a good time back then, and had a lot of good fun and a lot of good opportunities at that time. And you know, like I always tell people, my success comes from somebody asking me to come back a second time and play. That's a success for me.
Absolutely.
I don't have to have a big bus that tours down the highway. I don't have to have a mansion. My success is making somebody enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
And you know they enjoyed it when they invite you back.
yeah, when they ask me back a second time and pay me.
Yeah.
So I'd say there's one venue in town that I'd love to play at, and that's Gill's Ace Hardware. So
Yeah.
if Jenny ever opens up a big old parking lot full of stuff, we'll have a big show out there.
Jenny, if you're still watching, she just said hello. By the way, you know what I could see? I mean, we could set up a grill and a little stage out in the parking lot. I think Jenny needs to have some kind of a fall jam or something, you know?
Or maybe what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe an announcement party.
A little hint there, Miss Jenny. We'll just leave it at that. But I'd be okay with that.
Well, that's gonna start some rumors.
Yeah, it is. I love it. Stirring the pot. Stirring the pot. That's fantastic. Well, I think I could definitely get into that. I'll help organize. So I'll definitely be a headlining sponsor for you. How about that?
That's great, man. I love that.
So
I would like to mention, if anybody ever watches me play, they see these bracelets that I wear. It's a cuff. I don't know if you see that or not. Anyway, there was one of my dear friends. I met her through her dad. He was a patient. His name was Jerry Cupitt, and he was a songwriter. Awesome songwriter, awesome musician, session player. He done awesome. But his daughter, her name is Memory. And her name is Memory Gill Jones. And she has Fearless Memories Jewelry. And she and I have gathered, partnered together now, and I'm going to be displaying these on my website for her to sell. Because this bracelet she designed for me, it has my two grandchildren. That's what these two recognize them,
Uh-huh.
symbolize them. These are my two sons.
Okay.
My love for music with the pick.
The guitar pick.
And my love for God and sin.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
And this is called the I Band. So now she's making them for me once a week, just about it. But they're a great piece. And if you can go to her website, Fearless Memories Jewelry, she's got phenomenal work, and she's raising awareness of cancer.
Okay. Very cool. That's a nice looking
It is,
cuff.
isn't it nice?
Yeah.
I love it. I wear it everywhere I go.
And does she machine her own pieces?
She
and
does.
everything?
She machines everything. It's all handcrafted.
That's
This
fantastic.
is one of a kind.
Yeah.
You can't get these kinds.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's a little different.
I like it. That's very nice. So, what else you got going on? I know you got the cruise. You got your local gig that you play fairly often, right? At
Fate Sanders Marina here in Smyrna. I played there last Saturday, and I play there a couple times a month.
Okay.
Poppy and John are really good to me, and last time they had to pull boats around for people to sit on, it got so crowded, and absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm blessed beyond measures with all the people that come out and get to hear my music and ask for it. And man, they're family to me. So,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to sound so cliche or anything, but it's really a love of my family to express it through music. I'm blessed.
So how did you originally get into music? I mean, I'm assuming you've been in it for a long, long time, of course.
Yeah, at least 20 years. I'm 28 now, so. Actually, my love for music came from those 78 albums. You probably don't even remember that because you're so small, you're young. But my mom and my grandmother had some Tom T. Hall, Donna Fargo, George Jones, all the Jeannie C. Riley, the Harper Valley PTA.
Yeah.
I started listening to that stuff. I was like, what is this? And as a young child, like 3 and 4 and 5, I remember it back that early that I just had to love. And I'd go mess with the record player. You know what a record player is?
I know. I own one, believe it or not,
Oh, really?
and several LPs and the little ones. So.
Well, I mean, even when they're on there sideways and going a little crooked, it still sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So I thought that was just an interesting, something that attracted me early. And then I got connected with George Jones, and that was all it took for me. And I was so blessed to open up to George Jones
No
in
kidding.
my lifetime up at Owensboro, Kentucky. On several occasions, we had so many people. And I've got a guitar signed by George Jones to me personally, which will never be.
Oh, that's a treasure.
Oh gosh.
What is that worth?
Oh,
It's
it's worth zillions of dollars. To
Right,
me.
it's
And
not,
Yeah, it'll be passed on like grandson.
Yeah.
But in this business, you meet people, and you get fortunately to sit down with them, just like you and I are.
Yeah.
Another icon, Vern Gosdin. He was a great friend of mine. His
voice, good
part of
gracious.
his funeral, and he was a great human being. I met him through physical therapy.
No kidding.
Yeah. Earl Thomas Conley, another great icon
Yeah.
of mine. I've met him and we became friends. He and his wife are good people, and his kids are great people. Most recently, in the last 4 years, Elvis Presley's brother, DJ Fontaine, icon, the first original rock and roll drummer.
Yeah.
I got to meet him and become friends with him and his wife Karen. He's passed on about a month and a half ago. I got to sing at his funeral.
Wow.
And I sung Go Rest High on the Mountain
Yeah.
at his funeral, and there was some major people in the audience.
Yeah.
But more than anything, I got to play with Terry Jeff Michaels, who is an icon in the Elvis music business. His wife and I are still remaining friends, and she's a great person, and she allowed me to buy DJ's last drum kit. So I have his drum kit, which is, another gem that
Priceless,
I live.
yeah.
Priceless.
Yeah.
So again, God keeps blessing me with different things. I don't deserve them, but I get them.
There's thoughts. I hear people talk a lot about the law of attraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
The amazing people attract amazing people, and there's probably a lot of truth to that, and a lot of that has to do with positioning. A lot of that has to do with divine intervention. I mean, it's all of the above.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. You do right in the world, and God's gonna, help you do more right.
I'm not perfect, by no means.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but I try to live by the book, and I try to live by my faith, and I do anything for my friends. Those who know me know that I'll do something for them before I will myself.
Yeah, that Brett was telling me the same thing.
And I just, I think that's the only way to get through life.
Yeah.
This world's corrupt enough, and it's harsh enough. So we need to try to lighten it up a little bit. I'm a jokester. I like to prank people. I like to do things to make people smile and laugh.
Yeah.
But you know, it's way of life. It always has been. It always will be.
Yeah. So what's next? I mean, what's big on the horizon that you can divulge?
Immediately, I'm gonna try to get one of these people over here to buy me a donut. No, I won't do that yet. But again, we have shows coming up in Virginia. Hanks this Saturday, back at the marina on the 18th. So if you haven't been there, it's one of the best shows you can come to because the ambiance is perfect. On the water, just floating, listening to some great music, listening to some great people chat and catch up. Faith Sanders Marina, that's on the 18th. 25th, we're back in Bristol, Virginia area, Hansonville. We've got a great connection up there. Two of my players are from that area, so we sort of meet in the middle and play. We've got some things in work in Northern Virginia. We're looking into going out on the East Coast, a couple of places. So we're traveling and we're getting doors open every day. We've got a few contracts out there right now that's signed and ready to go. That's one thing I do when I travel that far. I sign contracts so I can make sure we're on the same page.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if you're friends, it's always good to put it in writing.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
a trust issue that we have to deal with.
Well, and it eliminates the miscommunication, right?
And this is a business too. I mean, you can't just take off and expect to just play for the door somewhere. You have to have pay your guys. And, one of the guys that used to play here, he's playing keyboards for me right now. Alan Baker, he's a local here in town. Great guy, great piano player.
I just had this picture of you've seen the Blues Brothers, right? The original. It's showing up and playing Rawhide over and over. I just like I'm picturing you guys on the road.
Well, we're somewhat like Blues Brothers. We have the chicken wire a couple places. To be honest. One thing about it though, I've played in all the honky tonks and downtown, across the country, and I've been fortunate and blessed to have met a lot of great people. But you know, now the group of guys I'm with, we don't play where there's a rowdy bunch. You know, we give God the glory and give Him peace and happiness in our souls. He gives us opportunities, so we want to pay Him back for doing that. Just last night, we had an opportunity to play for a 1,200 seat venue, but it was more like a rougher place. I'm not going to mention the place, but it was far from here. And we had to decline it because I just don't feel good about it. Spiritually, I don't feel like it's a place where I need to be bringing people into.
Yeah. Well, image is important.
It is.
I mean, on the surface, but then also, and you gotta wake up the next morning and go, man, that was uplifting. That was good.
That's right. We touch people, and again, people will come back. And, you know, we're selling merchandise out there, which is helping on the financial part. CDs, pictures, pics, these bracelets, T-shirts. We got a kind of stuff. It's on the website.
Yeah. And what's the website again?
www.ivanguitarfleming.com.
Is that 2 M's or 1?
1M.
1M.com. All right. Cool. And I'll post that link when we get done with the video in the comments. So check that out.
Got some more people on here.
Yeah, Brett says he'll buy you a donut when he gets here. So I guess that means he's on his way. Yeah, hurry up, buddy. We're hungry. Brian Derryberry, I don't know if you've ever met him before. He's a pretty neat guy too.
Yeah.
He actually does a lot of real estate investing, some unique.
Does he invest in broken musicians?
I don't know. He might. He's a pretty neat guy. His thing is if he can make a buck, he'll invest in it.
Yeah.
So,
hey Brian, come let's talk.
Yeah. But actually, I'm gonna have him on here in a couple weeks.
Good.
He's gonna talk a little bit about. Kind of the myths in house flipping. You know, everybody thinks they can watch HGTV and make $1 million.
Yeah.
So anyway, that should be a pretty interesting one. He's a cut up. I'd actually love to put you guys in the same room. I don't know that anybody'd be able to stop laughing. So
well, we can try that. Tell me when to be here.
Yeah, for sure. So all right. So tell me about physical therapy. My father just had rotator cuff surgery, and he's been doing some PT work and. He's a decent patient now. He didn't used to be. So
well, you know, when you change somebody's lifestyle like that, especially a man, you have the leader of the home, the breadwinner, the master, if you will, and you take them out of their element, they're going to turn rebellious.
Yeah,
and they get angry.
He's rebellious anyway,
and
so
they fight with their family first and foremost. But you know, I have been so blessed to have done this for 30 years, and I've met again amazing people, but I want to think that I've touched lives over the years because I've been touched by lives.
Yeah.
Amazing people. And, you know, when I was doing my last rotation there at Life Care, it's a big Christian-based organization.
Which one is that?
Life Care up in Laverne, right across
The one right across the bridge.
Yeah,
okay.
Fancy top of the hall.
That place is gorgeous.
Yeah, some of the best people I've ever worked with in my life are right there. Some of the best therapists in this business are right there. Priscilla Freeze is a dear, dear friend of mine, and she is one of the best. I mean, there's a bunch. I can go on and list all of them. But we have an opportunity to touch people's lives. And you know, in that business, you have to be a person who can meet people and associate with you. You can't just go in and say, you want to do your therapy, because you won't get nowhere with it.
Yeah.
And what I've learned to do is use my personality. And I think anybody who's ever worked with me knows that I can get people up when nobody else can.
Yeah.
And get them to do things sometimes when nobody else can.
Well, the mental is almost more important than the physical, isn't
it? It's a sad job sometimes, because some of the outcomes is not what you want.
Sure.
And you see a lot of tragedy, family tragedy. But the one thing that breaks my heart more than anything is seeing a family member there with no family to support them.
Yeah.
And that's where I've always stepped up and tried to be a part of a person's family.
Yeah.
And not that any of the people I mentioned before needed that, but I became best friends with some of my patients.
Sure.
Still
you invest a lot in them. I mean, that's a big deal.
A lot of time spent.
And you give them back something. Hopefully, you know, a lot of times you give them back something that they thought might have been gone.
Yeah.
You know, you restore some hope for them.
Especially with stroke patients, and that's one of my favorite things to work with, because that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
And when you have a patient who was able to work one day and then not walk the next day, I mean, think about that.
That's crazy.
You take it for granted. But getting that person back, man, I have had some great responses. And families look at me like I'm the miracle, but it's not me.
Right.
I'm the coach.
Yeah.
And they do the homework. It's there. You know, the possibility is there.
But you just gotta give them the mental capacity to say
the
yes, we
belief
can.
in themselves.
Exactly.
That's what you have to do. You give them the belief in themselves and see there's an outcome that we look at. You know, a goal to reach.
Yeah.
It's very obtainable.
That's fantastic.
It is.
You know, we run into that in this business too, especially first-time buyers. Sometimes, you know, it's a daunting task to buy a house.
It is.
You know, especially your first one.
It's intimidating.
It is extremely intimidating, and there's a lot of misinformation. I'm sure there is with physical therapy as well. And you know, people have this expectation that okay, I decided I want to buy a house. I'm gonna have a house. You know, or hey, I've decided I want to get better in my shoulder or whatever.
Too. Don't happen that way.
Exactly. Yeah. So people discredit the work that's involved sometimes.
Well, a lot of people don't want to put the work in. You know, I'm in my 50s. I don't care if you know that, but
I thought you said you were 28.
Well, plus.
Ivan, why would you lie to me, man? We just met each other.
I know, but you kept looking at me like, man, this guy's young. I don't care telling people I'm proud to be still living, proud to be able to keep doing what I'm doing. And I still feel 18. So, I mean, I acted when I'm out there playing music too.
Yeah.
But, you know, as long as God opens doors, I'm going to keep running for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely. What all instruments do you play?
I play a little bit of drums, I play a little bit of keyboards, and I play a little bit of guitar.
What's your favorite?
Guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit down with that and just compose lyrics and compose melodies and get them all together and just make a song.
Yeah, yeah. Now, are you, when you write, are you words first or music first? Or does it just kind of depend on what inspiration?
You know what? The inspiration comes first. As far as the idea. And then I'll be humming a melody down the road. Sometimes I'll grab my phone and put the melody in my phone and get back home and start writing with the melody.
Yeah.
So it's 50-50 shot, whatever hits me. I have just written lyrics and never be able to write a melody to it, and then have to go back and find the melody. So you have to word it a little differently. But I think every artist or every writer does it differently. Like some say it's melody first, some say it's lyrics first. To me, it's shot in the dark.
Yeah, whatever pops in first, huh? Okay. What song are you most proud of?
Mama Gets Flowers on Father's Day.
Mama Gets Flowers on Father's Day. I think I know what that is, but go ahead.
There's a song that I had the sweetest mom in the world, and I lost her 10 years ago. 8 years ago. on the 10th, 2010, 8 years ago. And it's one of those songs that my mom was a divorced woman. And she raised 4 of us by herself. I saw her work her fingers to bleeding many nights. And when you get older, you realize it's a sacrifice that she made. And when you're a child, you don't think anything that, can I have this, can I have that, can I have this? But my mom never let us do without. We always had what we needed.
Yeah.
Maybe not always what we wanted, but what we needed.
Sure.
And with my mom being the inspiration, I didn't have a father around. So every year.
What was your mom's name? I'm sorry.
Helen Jean, the angel.
Yeah.
But she raises me. She worked hard. But every year for Father's Day, I would buy my mama those roses because she was my mama.
Yeah.
She tried to throw a ball with me. She wasn't a good ball player, but and I had to depend on my friends' fathers to learn sports and stuff. But I did, and I had some great influences in my life.
Sure.
Howard Greer was one of the best men that I know. My uncles, they tried to do that for me. Uncle Charles is the angel that my mom is no longer. He's still living, thank God. But my mom would get her flowers on Father's Day because she was my mom and dad.
Yeah.
And that's what the song is about. That's why Mama gets flowers on Father's Day. It's on my album, and I'd love for people just to swarm that song because a lot of single mothers can relate to it. And I've had mothers I even went across the waters in Ghana, write me a letter and say, I've got this song and it touched me so much that they wanted to thank me personally for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. When I was, and part of the song is when I was 10, I hit my first home run. And my mom was there. And she was in the audience and said, way to go, son. And, she didn't get to be made at all my ball games, but she made what she could. She had to work.
Yeah. Well, and you said 4 of you. So.
3 older sisters, and boy, what a life I had to live. Rita, Rhonda, and Charlotte. They're just the meanest 3 girls you could ever put bread in.
Oh man, the lone guy in a house full of women, huh?
One thing Mom taught us is to love each other. When Mom passed, we became as close as any family could be.
Yeah.
Not that we were not close at first, but I've got 3 wonderful sisters that look out for me.
Well, that's shared history, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And now tell me about you said grandkids, right?
I got 2 beautiful grandkids. Bristol is 4 years young, and she don't want anybody to think she's old. She's sassy, and she's in Virginia, and her brother Bryson is my 12-year-old grandson. And I've got the best looking kids. You go to my webpage and see, or my Facebook page and see, they're just beautiful. I don't know how they come from me. My genetics thing, I've been blessed. I think my genes were enhanced over the generations, but I had 2 wonderful sons. And I can't brag about them enough. One is a Marine, Dustin Seth Fleming. He's a Marine and serves his country proudly. He is a fine young man who has the mentality level of any 20 men in this world.
Yeah.
He is an incredible guy. He's got a strong faith. He's got a beautiful wife, Maddie. They got married 3 years ago in Texas. So that's where you're from. Houston.
Right.
So we've got some.
Well, Houston's way up north from where I'm from.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Brownsville, far south.
So you know where Stevensville is?
I don't. I was little when we moved.
Oh, that's about 5 years old. Anyway, they have 2 dogs, and they're in California now. He just got back from Japan. He can't talk about what he does in there, so that's something I don't talk to him about.
Sure.
But my oldest son is in prison. He's 32 years old. He works there. He's not in prison.
Okay. I was curious. I mean, it happens.
Hey, we all got stuff in our closet.
That's right.
But no, this is Jordan Tyler. He's my cut up. He's my mini me. He's just. I have great kids. They are awesome kids. And he's gave me the grandchildren.
Yeah.
And he's been up there in Wise County, Virginia, all his life. He did one in a small town. It's a lot like Smyrna, but very small. It's I've tried to get him down here several times, but he just.
Well, what my father told me? He's looked me square in the eye and he said, the only reason I had you is so I could have grandkids. So, and I actually believe that he believes that. So.
Yeah, well, you have to go through that rough generation to get the grandkids.
Right.
I'll tell you. I'm sure your family has been too. I know they have, but you seem like a fine guy. Now, I'm not going to listen to what Brett told me about you because I don't believe it.
Well, you know what?
Stuff
He lied to me about you too, I think. So, sorry, that Brett. What are we going to do with him, man? So, well, what else? You got the show on August 18th. You got the cruise coming up at the end of January,
Yeah,
right?
I would love to have everybody sign up and just go with me because it's my first cruise as an artist,
Yeah.
and that's going to be fun.
How much will you play on that cruise?
Actually, I'm playing the first day and the last day, so I'll have a vacation.
In between. I love it.
Yeah, and I'm going to lay around and sleep a lot, I think. Now I'll probably hit the buffet a lot. You know.
I've only ever been on one cruise, and it's been a long time since I went. But I remember looking at all the dining options, and there was literally only 30 minutes a day that you couldn't get something to eat.
Oh, wow.
So everything shut down, and there was a 30-minute window, and I'm assuming now that's probably gone at this point.
I went on a cruise in Alaska several years ago, and it was phenomenal, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been to Alaska. There's a world famous piece of history called the Red Dog Saloon. And this group that I was with, we were in there and we walked in the saloon because it's famous. You know, 12 gold miners come out of the hills to go get a drink.
Gotcha.
And it's some of the original pieces is there from the 1800s.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it's awesome. So we're in there and this guy's playing guitar. And we're sitting there enjoying it. So he takes a break, and then the crowd that I'm with said, "Hey, can my friend play?" So I got to play for 30 minutes in the Red Dog Saloon, my best venue yet to this date.
Yeah. Did you get pictures or videos?
Yeah, I got all kind of pictures. I got t-shirts.
Yeah. Oh, that's outstanding. That is very cool. So, well, man, it's been a pleasure meeting
It's
you.
been my pleasure so much. And thank you for this opportunity, and thanks to Facebook Live for letting us do this. And
Yeah, we'll post some links to your friend that does the jewelry,
Sure.
and then also to your website.
I'd love that.
And do you have a full calendar on your website of upcoming shows?
The dates are on there. Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We'll
You
post
also
that.
need to
Yeah,
plug this
plug in
place.
Carpe Cafe, Ron Alley. He's actually sitting in the room
Ron
next to
Alley
us.
is a great guy. He
He
does
is.
so much for Smyrna, and
He is very good for Smyrna, no doubt,
Yeah.
and for this specific area right here in the Depot District.
he took these oak hills and made something fabulous. I mean, you can get the best coffee here.
Yeah,
You
we're
meet
just
the best-
drinking the
best
grog.
people, and then. Hey, Ron, you back there? Can you come here a second, please?
I've already told Ron we're having him on here in September, so
Here he comes down.
here he comes.
This is one of Smyrna's finest, Ron Alley, right
What's
here.
that?
We're just bragging on you. How good you are for Smyrna.
So we'll have Ron on here. He's talking about doing some fundraising to get the big old Satin Sheets building back in shape to use for
Actually, to make it bigger and better than it's ever been before.
outstanding.
That's Ron. He does everything above and beyond.
It'll
Yeah.
stand out in this area.
Anything I can do to help you, buddy, you know, you can count on.
Thank you.
Hey, he told me he wanted to play several shows for free, is what he told me,
Oh.
to raise
If he
money.
wants it, he's got it. That's all you gotta ask.
So, all right.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Ron.
Yeah,
Good to
buddy.
see you, buddy. He's a wonderful human being. my friend.
He is. He's a good one. So Ron joined Rotary Club a couple years ago, and
Mhm.
I've gotten to know a bunch of the good folks here through that, and of course Lions Club. Lions Club comes to the fish fry and cooks our beans for us.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We
So
want to help every, it's not about a separate club. Some people might see it as a separate entity, but we're not. We're one big family
That's
here in
right.
Smyrna. And if everybody knew that, get along together, we'd, get rid of the animosity, we'd have a whole lot better town. Not that it's bad, but it's a
No.
great place.
and by and large, people work together. Every now and then people want to get a little selfish, but
Yeah.
that's human nature, isn't it?
It is. But, again, a lot of people might think that I'm one side or the other, but my love is for Smyrna. And, I can't say enough. I mean, we can look out this window here and see what the town of Smyrna has done
Yeah.
for the town of Smyrna.
Yeah. I mean, you got the depot across there. You got a museum over on this side, the Americana place.
No, it's iconic.
great.
Everything we have here in town. But we got great people. We got some good leaders. We have got people who care about Smyrna.
Yeah.
And one of the best things that makes me most proud is that not only being the president of the Lions Club last year, but we raised money for great causes.
Mm-hmm.
as the Rotary does. The Jeff Coos Memorial. You know, that's people are going to come from around the world to see that.
No doubt. And it's beautiful.
Oh,
Golly, it's beautiful.
I couldn't imagine the thought process. And I have to thank Mayor Reed and the council and everybody involved. I do have to thank Jeff Hollingshead for all the concrete.
Yeah.
Sean Saunders for the engineering part of it. You know, there's great people in this town.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, you know, you see people who have sacrifices of like wildfires in California right now. Those
The
people,
biggest one in the history of the state is burning right now.
it's so sad. And I guarantee you, if they call on Smyrna, you guarantee that our captain would send them, our chief would send them up there in a heartbeat. Because that's who we are. Bill Culverson's a great guy.
He is. Hey, interesting fact. I don't know if you know this, but there's a ginkgo tree planted right over here next to this parking lot. Are you familiar with that?
I am.
So that's a tribute to Grady Cole,
Yeah.
and another great Smyrna guy that kind of a patron saint. And do you know all the story behind the statue and stuff in the roundabout?
Yeah, I got to be a part of that and know when it was established and put up.
Pretty cool stuff there too.
And the depot itself has got history beyond history. You know, we had when they did the reestablishment of it, they had the pavers sold, and I bought some pavers, but I don't see mine over there anymore.
I've got two over there, one for each of my kids. So.
Yeah.
Brett just asked, he said, not being a Smyrna native, you know, because we do have a lot of folks moving in, why is it important to plug in to and serve your community? And that's a fantastic
Great question, Brett. And you know the answer to that. But,
I think he just wants you to say it.
yeah, I'm going to say it. The people in Smyrna are some of the finest people you'll ever meet in your life. And your dad is that person to me. When I went to an event that the Lions Club was hosting 7 or 8 years ago, your dad came up with that big old smile and that strong handshake. And I said, that's good people. And that's the reason, you know, Smyrna sticks together. We've not had to face a lot of tragedy. We have had some things that happen, and I'm not trying to wish that on Smyrna, but we're strong every day. We're Smyrna strong every day, and that's what I like about this place. And being an outsider, I'm not going to say everybody accepted me here, but most people just threw their arms around me and accepted me.
Well, that's just it. You know, this is not a town, from my experience, that says, oh, you're not from here, well, tough luck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they like fresh ideas. They like growth. I mean, with the airport, with the parks, with all of those things.
But history.
I mean, but they embrace the history, and yet they still see we can do more. We can do better. We can make this a better place to live. We have a lot of forward thinkers in our council. Mayor Reed is as well. I think there's just a lot of good stuff going on. And nobody is complacent. You know, nobody is saying, "All right, we're good, we're done."
But there's some people out there, the naysayers, that don't want this, don't want that. But you know, sit back and support your leaders, and you'll see how much further you can get if you try and buck them and stuff. And you know, and it's obvious. People who know me, I ran for town council here, and there was some opposition on my part, and that's okay. You know,
Sure.
God led me down the road to try. And he seen fit that it wasn't my place. And you know what? I was telling you earlier that I had some council members who came up to me and said, you know, I feel like that you could have been better friends. You know, just saying, and that means a lot to me.
Sure.
So, you know, just like our state representative, Mike Sparks, is, you know, he's out here, and it's a big election that we just went through. And, you know, what we got to do now is come together for Smyrna. We got to put that together. You know, the opposition might be before the election, but now the election's over with. We got to stand behind it. Just like our country, we need to stand behind our president and just focus on the good for the country. We're not always going to agree with him. You know, and I don't want to get too political, but everybody's decisions are not the same decisions.
That's right. Well, and here's the thing, and this is what, in my opinion, what makes our country great, what makes our state great, county, everything, is if you can have a disagreement, right, and we can have a healthy dialogue about that disagreement, the opposition creates growth, it stimulates growth. So if you have one notion about something and I have a different one, and we can have a good conversation, hopefully the outcome is that both of us learn something, both of us grow, and then the actual decision is better than either of us could have come up with on our own.
Take that and learn from it,
Yeah.
and grow from it. You know, I think that overall, I think that's what a lot of people here in Smyrna do.
I absolutely agree.
I love Smyrna. I'll do anything for this town. I don't care what I have to sacrifice for me. smartest first in my town, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah. Well, and you know, Brett's question, ultimately the answer is if this is where you're going to live, or you're going to do business, or you're even going to just drive through, right? This is a town that supports its citizens. This is a town that loves its citizens. And this is a town that allows its citizens to get involved. There's gazillions of clubs and committees and organizations here. And serving your community gives you an opportunity to buy into your community. It gives an opportunity for you to make it a better place for your kids, you know, and it gives you an opportunity to just better enjoy your life. I mean, it's really that simple.
Nobody wants to go through everyday living with animosity or hatred or disagreement, you know. Find a way to be happy. And that's what God wants us to do, to get along.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm all about. And again, I may not agree with everything that everybody wants to do or has done, but that doesn't make me right.
Right. Doesn't make you wrong either.
It doesn't make me wrong. We have to find a solution to get along. And I think that's one thing Smyrna capitalizes on big time, because you know, look at our little city. We've got a great place, you know. We can still walk the streets. You can't do that in certain parts of Nashville.
Sure.
Certain parts of, I mean, just
Even Murfreesboro.
yeah, it's getting worse. But we got a great police department, fire department. Two chiefs running greatly. And praises to all our leaders. I'm the first one to say that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, both fire and police chief are amazing guys. So, well, all right, Ivan, it's been a pleasure, man.
My pleasure.
I am glad that we
thanks
did
for
this.
all that tuned in and watched, and hopefully you can pass it on and get this guy some more interviews for some great people, because he's doing a great thing. It's not every day that people take the time out of their life and their busy schedule to do this. So
Well,
thank
it's awesome, and I'll tell you what, I've gotten more out of. You're the fourth interview now. I've gotten more out of these than I have. It's just cool. I guess fifth interview. Last week, guess who I interviewed?
Jeannie Williams.
Last week was Bo Davis. Do you know Bo?
Bo Davis.
Yeah, do you know him?
Yeah.
He owns Donut Country in Murfreesboro. And let me tell you, I had an apple fritter that was unbelievable. So he's a neat guy.
Yeah.
Really cool story how that all kind of came about. So yeah. So and of course Jeannie was fantastic. Wayne Blair is amazing. So and Travis Johnson, that appraiser, that was a really informative one. He was a neat guy.
Again, there's great people here, and if you've never been to Smyrna, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Because this place is the Mayberry of Tennessee. That's what I thought. You know, we're just laid back and got good people who, you know, we might have a few Otises too, I don't know. But we got great people here, you know. I love this place.
Yeah, well, my favorite police officer, Andy Miller, he does actually put bullets in his gun.
Did he pay you for saying that?
No, he probably won't even hear me say it. But anyway, he's a neat guy too. So
He sure is.
But, well, I guess that's it, man. If you have any questions, post them on there. We'll tag Ivan in this so he can share it. And anyway, it's been good. Been good to get to know you. This is Jonathan Harmon with J. Harmon Home Team. With Ivan Fleming, singer, songwriter, physical therapist, retired, extraordinaire.
Yeah.
So,
well, if I can do anything for anybody, all you gotta just let me know. Y'all buy a home from this guy. He's great people.
sounds good. Thanks, Ivan.
Thank you, John. See you.